Okay, good morning. We have a quorum, and so we will call this meeting to order. I don't believe we have any special recognitions this morning. Is that correct? Okay, so we will continue with our agenda review for next week's agenda. Director Rutledge.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So the first item we have is item 2021-516, and that's with Crosskeg Incorporated through the Talent Management Department. This is for the pre-hire reference checks in the amount of $4,500. This is for 12 months with automatic renewal.
Have we used that before? Is this new?
Good morning, Madam Commissioners. No,
Good
we have
morning.
not. Actually, our previous process is a manual process. So it is one in which the actual recruiter calls around and actually does the reference checks. This is going to be more of an automated process, and the candidate will actually be involved in securing the reference check. And it is unlimited reference checks for the entire county. So we're excited about being able to bring that on.
So how does that work? You want to do my conduct a reference check on me, and then what happens?
You receive an email link, and then you actually send it out to people for them to complete the reference checks. So right now what we do is we physically call people on the phone. So this is going to be more of an automated process. And then the individuals that you list will actually be responsible for going into the system filling out the reference checks. So right now, one person does it for the entire county, manual process.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I've had people send me links like that before. Okay.
Yeah. So we're excited.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Like I said before, we're growing up.
Really are.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Item 517 is with NV5 Engineers and Consultants Incorporated through the Transportation Department. This is change order number 1 to contract 2019-171E. This is for a name change from CalX Engineers and Consultants Incorporated to NV5 Engineers and Consultants Incorporated. Item 518 is with Samuel Productions to the General Services Department and the Parks Division. This is for filming at Costley Mill Park for the comedy Samuel in the amount of $12,000 in revenue. The term was September 22nd, 2021 through October 1st, 2021, and it's submitted for ratification. Item 519 is with Sharon Aberhemi through the General Services Department and the Recreation Division. This is for canine obedience training in the amount of $5,000 with a 70-30 split, and it's through December 31st, 2021 with an option to renew 2 additional 12-month periods.
Do we know when they're going to get started, or have they already gotten started with the canine training?
No, we don't have a date yet. Once the contract's approved, then we'll set the dates.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's $5,000 from now until the end of the year, which is three months.
Yes.
And then what will it be for 12 months?
It really varies on the participation. So that number is just an estimate. It depends on how many people sign up for the classes. So we'll look at how the rest of the year goes, and then we'll do a PO for next year. But it remains a 70-30 split the whole time. That's just an estimate from our budget to pay contractors. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Item 520 is with Target Solutions Learning LLC doing business as Vector Solutions through the General Services Department. This is for Facilities Division Technical Training Software in the amount of $5,208 per year. This is for 36 months with auto renewal. Item 521 is a requisition through the Rockdale Water Resources Department for Burnet Lime Company Incorporated. This is for the liquid lime slurry. It's an estimated year supply of June 27, 2021 through June 26, 2022 in the amount of $31,860. Item 522 is surplus of equipment for the Technology Services Department and for Clerk of Courts. Item 523 is an adoption resolution for the Capital Improvements Element Annual Update through the Planning and Development Department. Item 524 is text amendment case 2021-25, an ordinance to amend the text of section 106-1 definitions, sections 218-1 permitted use table, section 218-13 standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended. This is regarding florists, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes, and this is submitted for a second reading next Tuesday. Item 525 is text amendment case 2021-26, an ordinance to amend the text of section 106-1 definitions, section 218-1 permitted use table, section 218-13 supplemental standards of use and standards of use and development, and section 222-2 parking space requirements of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended regarding various types of dwelling, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a second reading next Tuesday. Item 526 is rezoning case 2021-16, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 1.811 acres of 2709 Denard Road northeast from AR to R1 to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This will be submitted for a first reading next Tuesday. Item 527 is a future land use case 2021-10, an ordinance to amend the future land use map of Rockdale County's comprehensive plan as amended so as to redesignate 3.8 acres of 2709 Denard Road northeast from the medium density residential future land use category to the high density residential category, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This will be submitted for a first reading next Tuesday. Item 528 is rezoning case 2021-21, an ordinance to amend the official zoning district map of Rockdale County as amended by rezoning 3.80 acres of 2709 Denard Road northeast from AR to RM, to impose conditions upon the property, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading next Tuesday. And item 529 is text amendment case 2021-28, an ordinance to amend the text of section 102-1 definitions, sections 218-1 permitted use table, section 218-13 supplemental standards of use and development of the Unified Development Ordinance of Rockdale County as amended. This is regarding the sale, rental, and leasing of vehicles, to repeal conflicting ordinances and for other purposes. This is submitted for a first reading next Tuesday. Item 530 is a memorandum of understanding between Rockdale County and the City of Conyers. This is for the Sigmund Road Phase 2 widening and multi-use trail project. The term was February 23rd through 2021 through March 23rd, 2023, and it's submitted for ratification. Item 531 is an expenditure request for Black Hawk Network Incorporated for COVID-19 vaccine incentive gift cards in the amount of $150,240, and is submitted for ratification. And item 532 is a list of requests for alcoholic beverage licenses.
Thank you. We are at public comment. Do we have any?
I have one that has been submitted,
Okay.
and it is for Lorenzo Taylor, and if you would like, I'll go ahead and read, and then
Sure.
you could approach upon Vice Chair's request.
Okay.
As a reminder, public comment is limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Comments relative to any issues that are currently going through the public hearing process, matters that are in active litigation, political campaigning, or partisan politics will not be heard in this meeting. Speakers are to address the Vice Chair, not each other or the audience, and are expected to conduct themselves in an appropriate manner. The use of abusive or profane language shall not be allowed. No debate or argument between speakers and/or members of the audience shall be permitted.
Okay, Mr. Taylor?
Good morning, Madam Vice Chair. Good morning, Commissioner Washington.
Good morning.
My name is Lorenzo Taylor. I live in Conyers, the city of Conyers, which is also in Rockdale County. I'm here today because I'm working as a event coordinator for a city council forum that's going to be taking place by Zoom and Facebook Live on October 7th, 2021. We've already sent press releases to Uncommon Ground and to the Citizen Rockdale newspaper and to public relations departments for the city and for the county I'm here today to, again, extend this offer to anyone within the sound of my voice. Even though you don't live in the city of Conyers, you still live in Rockdale County, and the city is connected to the county. So if you want to be involved in the political scene and understand what the city council is doing, or what the representatives that are candidates that are running for council districts post 1 and council districts post 2, did I read that wrong? I did. District 1 and District 2 post 1. All 5 of the candidates will be on the call. It's a very unique presentation. We'll be at a location where the 5 candidates and the moderator will all be in one location, and then they will be doing the forum by Zoom from that location out to the Zoom audience and to the Facebook Live audience. Our moderator will be the Honorable Ruth Wilson, retired clerk of the court. The entire meeting should take no more than 90 minutes. And I would just encourage everyone to drop in on the Zoom call. And I have the meeting ID. I know no one's going to write this down, but I'll read it. The Zoom meeting ID is 859-0756-6638. And the passcode is 412266. And I encourage everyone to just tune in so you can see possibly who your future city council members might be, because there are 5 people running for the 2 vacant slots. Do you have any questions?
What time is this?
It's going to be at 6 o'clock on Thursday, January the 7th, 6 p.m. to 7:30.
October the 7th.
I'm sorry. Yes, October the 7th.
You're ahead of yourself.
Sorry, October the 7th, from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And if you go to Uncommon Ground, you'll see the press release that's already been posted on Uncommon Ground.
Okay. So let me just, if in the city, you only vote, everybody votes for the mayor, and then if in the districts, you only vote for the candidates for the district in which you live.
Exactly. And when we introduce the forum, we'll talk about all the legalities of it. So the moderator will basically clue the audience in is that this is a election for the city of Conyers for the November 2nd general election. Only people who live in their district can vote for their district representatives, but everyone who lives in the city of Conyers can vote for mayor.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much
Thank
for
you.
the information.
Yeah, I'm glad. I saw a release on that, but, you know, it kind of went past me, so I'm glad you came, and because I do live in the city.
Me too. Early voting begins this month, right? Isn't it
On October the 12th.
12th? Oh, that's next week.
And we'll have a link to the Board of Elections website, which will list the early voting dates, voting by mail, which precinct you can vote in, and it has copies of the precinct maps, because a lot of people, they may not know whether they're in precinct 1, or they might be in another precinct, and then they'll be asking why is my precinct listed on my ballot? It just says mayor. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that will be mine. And so where is early voting?
I'm sorry.
Where will early voting be held?
Early voting is going to be held at the actual Board of Elections location. It won't be, normally they would have it at Wheeler Park, at that hall that's in Wheeler Park, but now it's going to actually be at the Board of Elections itself.
Okay.
That's based on
commercial.
On commercial, yeah. That's based on Senate Bill 202. There's only one voting location, and it's at the Board of Elections physical location.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
That's the only public comment card I had.
Okay.
Well,
Commissioner Washington, board comment?
board comments, I don't have a lot, but I would like to thank the ladies of an organization called GNO, and the acronym is for Girls Night Out, but they do so much more. They had a conference, and it was a kind of feel-good conference, but they talked about small business initiatives. They talked about, they gave an award to Mr. Carruthers for his advocacy for mental health and stepping up and the whole sobriety journey. He mentioned you about 5 times that night, thanking you for all of your hard work for criminal justice reform in that regard. So you were very well thought of while he was receiving that award. But it was just a great day of celebrating all that women can be and what they're doing now. So I would like to give a special thank you for the ladies from Girls Night Out for asking me to discuss women in politics and being on that forum. Also, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. You all know I usually do a whole lot for domestic violence awareness. Last year, we did start the Love Yourself Enough to Leave campaign, and hopefully we'll be re-showing those videos this year. But if you yourself or you know someone that is in a domestic violence situation, please talk to them and advocate so that they can leave the situation. Nobody should have to live a life scared of being abused, either mentally, physically, emotionally, or anything. So love yourself enough to get out of the situation. There's all kinds of resources available, but you have to take the first step. So we're encouraging you to do that. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You know, the football teams are wearing their pink now, which is also always nice. But I would like to give special recognition to all of the breast cancer survivors and the families of people that have lost loved ones to breast cancer. You know, my story is my grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was probably 86 years old, and she decided not to treat. So the beauty of that is, for me, I see how great technology is and how great the medical system is, because no one has to go through what I saw my grandmother go through by not treating. Do your self-examinations, men too. If you feel something abnormal on your breast area, go get it checked. Women, get your mammograms, because you don't want to have to early detection is key, so you want to go through that to do those things. So in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm encouraging everybody to do like me. I just made my appointment for my mammogram, so go get your mammogram and get tested for just make sure that everything is okay. Early voting, I did have early voting down on my calendar, on my sheet, but I said they had the wrong date. So early voting starts October the 12th. If you live in the city of Conyers, we do have 2, I guess it's 1 district with 2 of the precincts up for election. I do live in one of the precincts, so if you live in my neighborhood and you're watching this, know that we do have 2 candidates actually 3. There are 3 candidates for our precinct that are on the ballot. So it's very important that you tune into this Zoom meeting on Thursday at 6:00 p.m. I am going to give the meeting ID number is 859-0756-6638. That's 859-0756-6638. And the passcode is 412266. That's 412266. So if you live in Conyers, I encourage everybody that lives in the city to tune in, because these are the people that will be making decisions for our city and how to move it forward. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So my comments really are just a reflection of your comments.
Okay.
The event last Saturday where they honored Bill Carruthers was with the Freedom Fighters Award. They also honored Brenda Ernest, who heads up our Stepping Up initiative. And so we are becoming known as a county that's progressive and moving forward with our criminal justice and mental health initiatives. And not just locally, we're hearing from people around the state that are aware of what we're doing and watching us, and anticipating that we will become a model for the entire state. So we continue to work on that and, be serious about it, because we're talking about people. We're talking about individuals. We're not talking about some program. We're talking about people's lives, their families, their children, their parents, and their own ability to function and be stable in the community. I have, over the year, in talking about domestic violence, used the campaign slogan from last year a number of times: love yourself enough to leave. And I don't know that anybody ever has, but I think that's, the focus becomes really on what the individual can do. And it's not that men are not involved in domestic violence situations either. They are too. And sometimes they're the victim. And so whether you're a woman or a man, love yourself enough to leave and to start over. It's difficult. And there are many reasons why people stay in those kinds of relationships, but there are, like Commissioner Washington said, there are resources and available and people to lend support. As far as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I have 3 close friends that, and I don't have this huge circle of close friends, but the fact that I have 3 who discovered they had breast cancer simply because of a mammogram. They had no idea. And so that just emphasizes again why it's so important to get those yearly mammograms. They all were caught early and went through treatment. And they didn't ignore what they were being told, but they were all 3 very shocked. And 2 of those 3 had absolutely no family history. So, it's important for women to take that seriously. And like Commissioner Washington said, men need to be aware of changes also. And then the city election becomes, traditionally has been very few turnout. Very few people have turned out for the city election. People get elected with less than 100 votes. And I don't mean 100 vote difference, I mean less than 100 votes. So one of them may have 75 and the other may have 50. I'm not sure people in the city just simply are not aware that they are being represented by a city council, but it's really important. If you live in the city limits, which you will know if you do, because if you own your home, you will get a tax bill from the city. It's important to pay attention to those elections.
Or if you have a blue recycling can in your yard.
That's true, a blue recycling can.
Yes.
A green can for trash and a blue for recycling. And you get picked up twice a week, once for the green can and once for the blue can. You live in the city. So that's a very good point. I never thought about it. I just take that for granted. But what happens in the city is connected to the county, and it's very, very important that we get involved with the city. We have some, 2 years ago when we had a city election, we now have 2 new women on the council that have contributed greatly and made a big difference in the movement forward with with what's happening in the city. The mayor, no one filed to run against the mayor, so and that's okay. We've had Mayor Evans for the last 4 years, and he has done a good job
Absolutely.
of working with the county and moving things forward. So we're looking forward to another 4 years of his leadership. But please, 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 if you live in the city of Conyers, make sure you get, excuse me, get out to vote. I have no other comments this morning. Is there any need, did you have
Just
something else?
to remind people to start putting on their calendar the final summer concert series,
Oh,
which will
thank
be
you.
on the 24th at 4 o'clock at Costley Mill, and the Corey Brown Band. I'm doing
Yes.
good with no. We'll be performing, and if you
Right.
missed Grits and Jelly Butter, you missed a great time. It was a great day. Great music, great people, always in Rockdale County, great fun.
Lots and lots of people.
Yeah. it
Right.
was nice.
So get there early on
Yeah.
the 24th.
And bring your, a lot of people had their picnic baskets with their food and their beverages, and we did have food trucks and beverage trucks on site, so you can either bring your stuff or your mail.
Right.
Okay. There's no need for an executive session this morning.
No, Madam Vice Chair.
This meeting is adjourned.
Wow.
Have a great day.